Warning, this review will contain minor spoilers for the anime Fairy Memories in order to fully explain the series. So if you're a person who wants to go into anime blind, do not watch this review and go watch the show. Hey guys, Kevin here. So I think it's about time I reviewed a good show rather than a, shit. So today a review of Fairy Memories. When I mention the studio Shaft, what are the first anime that come to your mind? Some will say Akiyuki Shinbo jacking off to pretentious visuals, aka Bakemonogatari. Others will say Urobuchi, who is responsible for Madoka 3 Rebellion, where he fools the fans of the Madoka series into thinking Rebellion has some sort of artistic merit or value, in which case go fuck yourself. And then we have Fairy Memories, the only other noteworthy show Shaft has done. Ooh. So anyway, Memories is a drama romance anime that's set in high school, but what makes it different from the generic high school anime is how the romance and character interactions were portrayed through the art. But before I go into any deeper in explanation, first the premise. The plotline of Memories revolves around two parallel romance stories that both occur simultaneously, but to avoid confusion, I'll explain them one at a time. The first story involves Hiro Hirono, a senior high school student who's struggling to become a manga artist, in which he finds himself caught in the middle of a love triangle. His childhood friend Kei Shindo has secretly admired him for most of her life and has always been holding back her true feelings. One day, Miyako Miyamura, who is also a senior student, coincidentally ends up spending Christmas Eve with Hiro due to uncontrollable circumstances. Now what makes this love triangle different from others is how the story greatly focused on character interactions and character motives. We got to see why characters reacted the way they did and what actions they took to fulfill their own desires. While this premise of a love triangle is simple, the direction in which the series portrayed it was done in such a unique manner. Memories wants you to feel what the characters are going through, and to do this they emphasize their emotions through their use of art. Simple emotions such as anger and jealousy are easily represented as flashes of red and green, although more complex emotions such as feeling unfulfilled in life is symbolized by showing characters in black and white. There is even a moment in the story where a character just monologues their feelings while text appears on screen. While it may seem off-putting without context, it conveys the themes of despair and desperation in such an exceptional way. You might think this type of symbolic imagery may be slightly exaggerated, but that's exactly the point. The series wants you to feel empathetic for characters by putting you in their shoes. It's trying to captivate you in a way that makes you feel compelled to be a part of the story instead of a bystander. Memories wants you to take the drama seriously as the characters in the story are. The drama itself never felt forced, since the cause of it was through character decisions. The romance between the characters in the love triangle is built upon three main emotions: loneliness, guilt, and despair. What astounds me is that the show is able to fully utilize this simple idea and build upon it to make a beautiful drama that's still both engaging and deep. The ending of this particular romance is both very satisfying but yet somewhat tragic, because in the end you would inevitably end up hurting someone for your own selfish needs. The last time I was truly satisfied in a love triangle was never, because the main character was either an indecisive bastard or you just fucked it up. So props for this show for being able to have a fully satisfying ending to a love triangle. Now the second romance story in the series I feel is the better one, but that's arguable. It begins with Renji Aso, who meets Chihiro Shindo at an abandoned train station. Even though Chihiro is naturally shy, she and Renji start to get along pretty well and begin to meeting at the same spot every day. However, as time passes, Renji soon finds out that Chihiro was in a car accident 4 years ago and as a consequence suffers from anterograde amnesia, where she cannot remember anything past 13 hours previous aside from the events before the accident. After discovering that they both love to read novels, Renji realizes that it has always been Chihiro's dream to write a fantasy novel but is unable to due to her condition. Although Renji decides to follow through and make Chihiro's dream a reality. One of the reasons why I truly enjoy the slice of life and drama genre is because when executed in the right way, you are able to take certain themes and morals and apply those to yourself while still making the story engaging. This particular romance in Memories is built upon the concepts of pity and sorrow, which later play into a much bigger part towards the end. The characters genuinely care for one another and the story doesn't play out in a cliched way. Both characters have different ideals and perspectives on each other's lives, and this makes for some great chemistry between them. Their use of art in this romance reflects upon their own perception of life instead of the individual emotions they feel, which can make for some thought-provoking ideas as to what it means to truly feel alone. The dialogue in the series is crafted in such an intricate way that it's able to foreshadow future events as well as symbolize a metaphorical meaning behind the characters' thoughts. They don't overwhelm you with the deep conversations, since if they did that it would just sound pretentious. Instead, they carefully bring it up during the moments where it would have the most relevance and effect to the viewer. I normally try to refrain from using the word art since it is interpretive, but Memories takes such simple concepts and transforms them into a tranquil story that's both immersive and emotional. So it's hard not to say that Memories isn't art. The ending of this story may seem like an unrealistic conclusion, conclusion, which I can fully agree with, but the symbolic meaning it had and the journey beforehand just more than made up for it. As I said before, Memories contains two parallel stories. They never intersect, although they do subtly reference each other from time to time. The way in which they are connected are through Kei and Chihiro, who are twin sisters that used to live together, but are unable to due to Chihiro's condition. This simultaneous pairing of two romances is a unique way of storytelling that has never been done before in a romance drama series, so it's very interesting to see it unfold. In the end, Memories has such a creative way of expressing the drama in the show that it's hard to find anything wrong because no other series has done it before. The only flaws I could find was that the show is dialogue heavy and has slow pacing, but even then I don't consider those actual flaws. In fact, I didn't even realize the show had heavy amounts of dialogue until watching it for the third time. Memories stands as one of the best shows in the romance drama genre, rivaling that of Clannad Season 1, Toradora, and Anohana. In fact, I'm willing to say that the chemistry between characters in Memories far surpasses that of the previous aforementioned shows, which makes Memories the best romance anime that I've seen thus far. Second best romance anime that I've seen thus far. The characters in Memories is what makes up the core aspect about the show. They are conveyed to be very human and just want to fulfill their own personal desires. Hiro is in his senior year of high school, aspiring to become a manga artist. However, his life seems so uncertain and dull. He is the least developed character but faces through the tough decision of following his dreams or becoming something people expect him to be. The two girls surrounding him each represent his choices. On one side you have Miyako, who represents Hiro's freedom. She has an outgoing personality and finds amusement in teasing Hiro since she enjoys the time she spends with him, although deep down she's doing this for herself because she doesn't want to be lonely. To Miyako, being alone is the same as disappearing from someone's heart. She puts on a facade to hide her true intentions because she doesn't want to be pitied but rather cherished, which is commendable in that respect. On the other hand, you have Kei, who represents Hiro's guidance. She may seem like a control freak, but she really just wants to choose the best path in life for Hiro. She holds back her feelings not because she wants to, but due to the guilt she feels. However, jealousy can make characters have irrational decisions, which in the end will lead up to having regrets. Kei isn't a bad person, but will rather do deceptive and manipulative things in order to satisfy her heart's void. What's great about Kei and Miyako's characters is how each of them embody a primal human emotion but also represent Hiro's choices in life. Their characters are so well done that it's hard not to feel sympathetic for them. Now, moving to the other characters, you have Renji, who really doesn't know what he wants to do with his life until he meets Chihiro. Renji is the typical character who helps people in distress, but along the lines he starts to realize his efforts might be futile and might end up causing pain to himself. His character ideals are straightforward, but it's interesting to see how he handles situations that are out of his control. And as for Chihiro, she's the most developed and in-depth character in the show. She's a naturally timid girl with a gentle heart and persona resembles that of a well-mannered princess. What makes her a great character is her abstract view on her perception of life. Due to her illness, Chihiro perceives the world around her in a more skewed way. Everything seems predetermined to her since she feels trapped and lonely in this endless cycle of despair. Her character is so down to earth that it's scary how honest and true her words are. Despite this though, she tries her hardest to overcome her life struggles while still trying to be considerate of others. Her use of allegorical speech takes heavy meaning within the story and makes her some intriguing and abstract interpretations of her life. Overall, the characters' memories are very well rounded and are given a great amount of depth to them. They are built upon the simple concepts of human emotions, and the series takes this pre-existing notion to make a drama that's truly great. The animation produced by Shaft in 2007, for lack of a better word, looks amazing. It captures both the beauty of nature as well as the emotions of the characters. The art style is well designed, with having moving backgrounds look majestic and just plain beautiful. Character movements are fluid with no inconsistencies, though during major events, the art style will completely change to suit the tone of the story. As said before, the drama is conveyed through the art, which means that it is extremely symbolic and metaphorical. For the most part, the art plays as a giant factor of the show, and the abstract and stylized animation during key events always have more meaning behind them. It's not as though the symbolic meanings are hard to derive, it's just that you have to be paying attention to characters and interpret the meanings from them yourself. While it may seem overly exaggerated and dramatized at times, the point it's trying to get across is that the art itself is the drama. The soundtrack of this series is mostly composed of pianos and violins, which can get a little repetitive if you want more diversity, although if you're like me and absolutely enjoy the piano and violin played in tandem, the soundtrack is great to listen to. Composed by Tenmon, the soundtrack can be calming and soothing when it needs to, but can also be powerful and emotionally gripping during those tear-jerking moments. Two soundtracks in particular that really stand out are True Feelings and Yukyu no Tsubasa. The opening Euphoric Field sung by Elisa is very beautiful in its own regard, and the vocals are just to die for. While I'll admit the visuals of the opening have no real purpose, the song however is representative of the story, having a slow beginning that later builds into something with a lot of heart and passion. that opening is so great. And as for the dub, oh wait, who watches dub? For my enjoyment, do I even have to say anything? I mean, the review has been going on for long enough. But in any case, Memory stands as being one of my favorite romance drama series, and even after watching it 4 times, I still find it a pleasure to watch. Memory shows how a drama doesn't always have to be cathartic for it to be emotional, but can be symbolically conveyed through the art. Memories receives scores of Story 9, Characters 9.5, Animation 8.5, Sound 8, Enjoyment 9 with an overall score of 8.8. If you're the type of person who likes the romance drama genre like I do, I can safely say you will enjoy this show. For people who don't particularly like the drama genre, I encourage you to give it a go since no other show has done it quite like this. For those looking for similar anime, Clannad would be the easy one, but instead I recommend White Album 2 for its love triangle and Canon 2006 for its slight symbolism. I'm sorry if this review isn't my usual style, it's just that good shows deserve to be reviewed properly. For those who have watched it, which is none of you, leave a comment cause I'm actually curious. Anyway, it's been Kevin Nyaa and...
刻まれた思い消えることのない罪 F A Tale of Melodies
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
When the abstract and stylized animation during Again?